new developments in tech and AI this week. Joining us now to talk more about this is media consultant Mohit Rajhans. Thanks for joining us, Mohit.
Hi, Manisa.
Let's start with Hollywood. At one time, it seemed like AI backlash was the buzz in entertainment. Now it seems like more of the industry is embracing it. Tell us what's changed.
I think we're seeing two things happen at once. One, we're seeing people realize that their name and likeness, if you're famous and you're an actor in Hollywood and you've been around for a while, chances are you're hearing a little bit of familiarity happening when it comes to the video generation that you're seeing right now that's come out into the marketplace, especially with the use of AI. So everything from VO3 to Sora, you could hear it in the background. There's a little bit of that Michael Caine or that Matthew McConaughey. And so what you've seen is some of the Hollywood actors jump a little bit and stop and say, let's get our IP and our voices licensed and let's get it out there. Two have recently joined with 11 Labs, for example, to license their voices to be used in multiple ways, including for audiobooks and podcasts. And then at the other side of it, you still have unions fighting to understand what's really being used right now to train some of these professional models, how much displacement is at hand when it comes down to the work associated with the use of AI, and of course, how quickly some of this technology is going to be used.
Here in Canada, Ottawa has committed more than $925 million towards sovereign public AI infrastructure through the recent budget. What exactly does that buy?
Yeah, I think we're in, unfortunately, a weird situation with this because Canada has to boast a large amount of infrastructure investment. We have to talk in world numbers when it comes down to being able to show that we're investing in the global AI race. But as you and I both know, it's really hard to audit how all of this is going to work because it's not clear about whether we're building large data centers to actually serve the Canadian needs, or if we're trying to become global competitors when it comes down to research and development of the latest AI products. But regardless of that, what we have to do is break down some of the barriers that currently exist to understand who's going to get a piece of this pie and how is this pie going to be dispersed evenly across provinces so that we don't have some of the same barriers we've had traditionally when it comes down to rolling out new and innovative tech in this country.
Switching to social media now, Forbes reports that in the year after the recent U.S. election, user activity on Blue Sky and X has dropped noticeably, while Truth Social has had modest gains. What drives rapid migration between social platforms after big political events?
You know, Manisa, it's really interesting because you and I talk a lot about social media shifts on this show, and we understand that on one hand, we'll be talking about something that's brand new and everybody's tried something out, and then you'll go back and look at a story you've done and think to yourself, gee, I wonder what happened to that really popular app that was around for 2 weekends. And what we're seeing now is just this natural maturation of social media where some people gravitate towards things for political discussion, where some people just simply go back to those traditional social media apps for recipes and connecting with friends. So what's interesting about all of this is what does that do for those brands? Remember back in the day when you were a company, you were like, we need to be everywhere on social media. We need to be on all of the different apps. The truth is now more than ever, you can distill where you want to be based on who you are and what you're looking for. And I think what we're going to see is this maturation of social media spill over, where it's going to be less about just being everywhere, doing everything, and more about finding your own place for your own people.
How does the public use of social media shape the direction of the apps?
That's an interesting way to consider what's happening right now. You know, just the headline of this story, many people watching right now will be like, I don't even go on. Why would I go on Truth Social? Or why would I try Blue Sky? It's really up to you what it is that you want to be able to use and the utility of how you want to use it. In Canada, we have several apps that are banned from being used. What'll be interesting to see is how AI infiltrates social media use in the next little while, and if people get sick of using a social media app because all the videos look a little bit too unreal. That's what I'm interested to see, because I think that regardless of what people say, there's still a large audience on social media, many people using it, but we in Canada, we're a little bit different when it comes to our usage.
That's all the time we have today. Thank you, Mohit.
Thank you, Manisa.